Good evening. I'm reporter James, coming to you live from the little town of Strasburg, Colorado. Tonight, come and join us as we dive into the fundamental question, how did chemistry begin? And how has it developed over time? To help us uncover the origins of this fascinating science, we are joined by three distinguished guests, Mr. James, Dr. James, and Professor James. Together, we'll explore the discoveries that shaped modern chemistry. Stay with us as we break down the history of chemistry right here on History Unveiled. Mr. James, many people are wondering, how did chemistry start? In my opinion, chemistry traces its roots back to Aristotle. He adopted the four-element theory: earth, wind, fire, and water, which we now know are not elements. The next major development in chemistry came with the rise of alchemy. Many think of alchemy as some sort of sorcery, but that's not reality. It was an early form of chemistry. Alchemists sought to transform metals, extend life, and cure diseases. The practice emerged in both China and Greece, and while much of alchemy's work was ultimately fruitless, it did lead to some important discoveries, such as ammonium. Now that you've described the beginning of chemistry, people want to know, how did chemistry evolve over time? In my opinion, chemistry started to evolve with the next biggest breakthrough that came in 1620, when Sir Francis Bacon introduced the scientific method. This was a game changer because it provided a structural way to make discoveries and ensure that experiments could be repeated by others. Without the scientific method, chemistry would be complete chaos. Then in 1760 and 1766, Henry Cavendish discovered hydrogen. This led to the realization that water is made of two elements, which directly disproved Aristotle's four-element theory. After that, one of the most significant milestones was the creation of the periodic table. But that's not exactly my area of expertise. Dr. James, would you mind enlightening us on the periodic table and how it came to be? The periodic table is a system we use to classify and organize elements based on their properties. In some cases, it even allows us to predict how elements will behave in chemical reactions. The earliest version of the periodic table dates back to 1789, when Antoine Lavoisier grouped elements based on their properties. Fun fact, he is also known as the father of chemistry. Then, in 1862, Alexandre Émile Béguier de Chalequantoitou introduced a cylindrical version of the periodic table, organizing elements by their atomic weight. But the person who truly shaped modern periodic table was Dmitri Mendeleev. In 1869, he created a 17-group table, later refined into an 8-group version in 1871. His most remarkable achievement, in my opinion, was predicting the existence of elements like germanium, scandium, and gallium before they were even discovered. After the periodic table, what do you consider the next major development, Professor James? The next big breakthrough came in 1803 when Jean Dalton conducted experiments with gases. Through his work, he discovered that gases are made up of tiny particles, which led to his atomic theory. He proposed three key ideas. All substances are made of atoms. All atoms of the same element are alike and have the same mass. and atoms join together to form compounds. Then in 1811, we got Avogadro's number, the number of atoms in 1 mole of a substance. This was crucial for chemistry because it allows scientists to calculate the exact amount of an element needed for a specific experiment. Now, the next discovery might not interest most people, but I know it'll interest you. In 1827, Joseph Nicephore Niepce used chemistry to produce the first photographic image. Of course, they were far from perfect, but without their discovery, we wouldn't have your job today. In 1830, Chile began to produce and sell fertilizer made of phosphate, oxalate, and nitrate urates. This marked the beginning of commercial fertilizer, which has since played a crucial role in global agriculture. Then, in 1846, we saw the creation of dental anesthetics. This groundbreaking discovery revolutionized medicine, allowing patients to undergo procedures without severe pain, making surgeries and dental work much more manageable. One of the most significant chemical discoveries, though highly controversial, was the development of nuclear weapons. Led by J. Robert Oppenheimer, the project took place between 1942 and 1946. While nuclear weapons had a devastating impact in warfare, they also marked as the milestone in chemistry, the first controlled man-made nuclear fission reactions. And finally, one of the biggest breakthroughs in chemistry you would know is medicine. While medicine were developed long before the 20th century, the advancements in the 1900s pharmaceuticals have been groundbreaking. Medications serve a wide range of purposes, from helping you sleep to curing illnesses and relieving pain. Common examples include ibuprofen and NyQuil, both are which household essentials. Thank you, Mr. James, Dr. James, and Professor James for shedding the light on these important chemistry discoveries. And thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see more educational content, let us know in the comments below. This is Reporter James, signing off.